Hey everyone, welcome to the video. As you can tell, we are not in BC, we are in Saskatchewan, and I am going to talk about that in a little bit. First, I just wanted to give you an update on how things have been going. I have not been uploading any Taste Test Tuesdays for the last 2 weeks, probably this week as well. I've just been traveling, so it's been a little hard to get those videos out for you. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to make a video on this or not, but as much as I love making the Taste Test Tuesday videos, I may reduce the amount of videos I put out because I want to be making more videos like this where I'm talking about my experiences rather than taste testing things, although that is always super fun. So I'll give you an update on that at some point. I've been running a lot, as you can see. I love running. Unfortunately, I did have to go to physio recently because I have tendonitis in my shins or my legs somewhere. So I was recommended to do some exercises, but also to lower the distance of how much I'm running. So lately I've just been working on getting a mile in every other day. Right now I sit at about a 12-minute per mile pace. This is a walk run, and I hope to make that better at some point. I've been focused in running so much that I decided to upgrade from the Fitbit and get the Garmin watch. I'd like to do a review on this in the future, but we'll wait for that. Otherwise, I also picked up the New Balance 880 shoes. I really like these ones. Yeah, that will be for another video. Secondly, I finished a 6-week step bet challenge and succeeded, so that was rad. Third, I went through a plateau for a month, about a month or two ago, and had to really navigate through that, and that was difficult. And last but not least, and again, as you can see, I'm not in BC, I'm not at home, so my routine is different, and managing that has been interesting, and I definitely want to talk about that. But first, I'm gonna finish this run, and then we'll go have some breakfast. The one thing I like about having the new Garmin watch is that when I'm running, I can keep track right away with how long it's taking me to do each minute per mile, and that pushes me, and I can just see that on my wrist really quickly. All right, so for today's breakfast, we're making scrambled eggs. I'm going to show you my trick on scrambling eggs and how I make the best scrambled eggs, like ever. So the trick with scrambled eggs is to take them on and off the heat and to not let them fully cook while it's on the stove in the pan, because the pan's gonna be hot, so it'll keep cooking the eggs. But otherwise you don't wanna dry them out. Leave them there to cook for a little bit, not too long at all, until you start to see it cooking on the pan. See how it's cooking on the pan there? You want to take it off the heat, stir it all, then put it back on. Some people, one trick I did find out was some people like to put Greek yogurt in the eggs. It gives them a little extra. I didn't do that this time, but I do like doing it. See how it's cooking under there? Let's take that off. Now the trick is to not overcook them on the pan. These look like pretty perfect. These eggs are like perfect. If you don't like scrambled eggs because you don't normally like scrambled eggs, scramble them this way and tell me if you don't like them, because seriously, they're like creamy and cheesy without any cream and cheese in it. Like so good. All right, so mentioned on my run, I did upgrade to the Garmin 735. I'll probably do a review video in the future. As for first impressions, I don't know if I love it, but I do love being able to see and track my runs right on my wrist. So that has an upside. This Garmin watch is suggested for people who want to do triathlon training, which is something I want to get into. So I've been tracking my runs on that. I haven't done any swims or bikes with it yet, but it just came in the mail. So a review for the future. The step bet challenge I did for the last 6 weeks was actually really great. As much as I spent a lot of evenings trying to get my steps in really late at night, it just like really pushed me through some hard times where I didn't want to keep up with it, but I had to because I had something keeping me accountable. So if you ever see a step bet challenge come across your way, I definitely recommend doing it. If you want me to start one, let me know. I don't know if that's something I'm gonna do, but if there's enough people interested, maybe I will. Now, the biggest thing I wanted to talk about in this video was the plateau that I went through about a month or two ago. It really sucked, and I'm sure if you guys are watching, you might have gone through this, and or you might in the future. I learned a lot from it, but for an entire month, I wasn't losing any weight. I was just completely stuck, and I can't remember now if I gained any, but I probably fluctuated between 5 pounds for the entire month, and it just felt like such a waste, and I didn't know what was going wrong. I was staying within my calories. I was exercising a lot, and I wasn't cheating, so part of me was like, why am I not losing any weight? Which is extremely frustrating. Now, the one thing I learned from it though was the fact that because I was exercising so much, I was running a lot. I was running 5K some days, run walk some, you know, not completely running 5K yet, but I found that I wasn't eating enough food for how much I was exercising. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. And I think I had a week, I had a bad week where, I wouldn't even call it a bad week. I had a week where I was just getting really frustrated by it because I was, for 3 weeks, maybe even 4, I did everything right. And I just kind of wanted to cheat. I remember I went out for lunch with my partner and we shared a plate of chicken strips and fries because I love that and I haven't had that in weeks, so I just thought I'd do that. And then I was still kind of keeping within my points, and then like 4 days later, I found we were out at a pub and I ended up having Caesar salad, chicken wings, and a beer. So like this whole week was completely different than the past 4 weeks that I had already been doing. And I ended up losing weight at the end of the week, which makes like no sense initially because I was just tracking and doing so well for the last 3 to 4 weeks. How is it that the 1 week where I eat fast food or like deep fried food is the week I lose weight? But it was because I wasn't eating enough calories to how much I was running. So essentially, I think my body was just holding onto the fat that I had inside, and that was not allowing me to lose any weight. So I didn't continue on eating like that for like the weeks to come. I stayed within it, but then I ate a little bit more. I ate more nuts, I ate more protein. Instead of eating chicken breast, I ate chicken thighs, where there's extra points and calories in that because it's a dark meat. It's so good. But I just changed things up. So then I beat the plateau, and now I've just been losing weight. So if that helps anyone out there, awesome. I'm not sure. Yeah, so that was the plateau I went through. Okay, so I hope I didn't ramble on too long about the plateau. I am sitting at about 209 pounds to date. It is July 7th. I have been measuring myself every week. That was another thing with the plateau. While I was plateaued, I wasn't losing any weight on the scale, but I measured myself at the first of every month and I saw a change. So if you're not measuring yourself already, go do that right now. Go grab a tape measure, measure yourself, and in a month's time, measure yourself again, because those are the non-scale victories that you'll see that when you're not losing numbered weight on a scale. All right, last but not least, I am again in Saskatchewan visiting my partner's family, and that has been a total change in my routine. As you guys all know, when you go on vacation, visiting family, especially just being around a lot of different people in a not so controlled environment where you can't cook all the same things you do when you're at home and you have other people around. So it's just like, it makes it difficult. I've been away for about a week and a half now, and I found that it took us 2 or 3 days to get here. So I was on the road traveling. What we did was pack up a cooler with a bunch of food, mostly vegetables and fruits, and just like pre-made snacks, so that when we were on the road, we weren't eating chips or fast food for our meals. I was generally trying to eat well while I was on this trip. And then when we got here, it just was communicated with the family that I ate a certain way. And that wasn't too hard because her family cooks here every meal. So every meal there's vegetables and fruits out. Sometimes they eat things that I don't and I eat things that they don't, but it just kind of works. And I think that's because it was communicated before I came here that I'm really strict with how I eat, and that's really important to me, and they respected that, and that's so important. Now, don't get me wrong, while we're here, we're drinking and we're snacking, and there's a lot of things I can't control, and I'm not saying no to everything. I'm just being selective with what I do eat. So everyone's having beers. I'm not drinking. That's just the choice I decided to make. If I want to, maybe I'll have a glass of wine, but generally I'm not drinking, and that's taking a lot of the calories out when visiting with family. When snacks go out, sure, I'll have a couple of chips here and there, but I'll track them, and then I'll be moving on to like vegetables because that will fill me up. And it's just, I'm just taking this seriously. This is serious for me. I don't want a week or two of my trip to put me back from my goals and where I want to be. So right now I feel like I'm maintaining while I'm here, not necessarily losing, but we'll see when I weigh in at the end of the week. So yeah, that's kind of the update, and kind of all I have to say today. So thanks for watching the video. I know this one was a little bit different. I hope you enjoyed it. I do want to keep making videos more vlog style, so let me know in the comments if you like this. Are there any topics that I mentioned today that you want me to go more in-depth detail about? I'd be happy to. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.